Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. We've got some weekend mods, people. There was a me saying on Friday when I did the mod review. We don't always get them, but sometimes we do. Silverrun Forest ready? Let's find out. This is the Lizard TF840B pack. This is by Vectorman, 37.66 megabytes download. This comes with quite a versatile set of gear, actually. We've got the TF840B, which is the main vehicle unit in this pack. That's 16 slots. We've got the Super Grip crane grab. Now, I know there have been updates, and I know Silverrun Forest, the Platinum expansion, officially comes out on Tuesday, the 15th. There may be another update before that, but there has been one prior to this in preparation. I have found with this, I'm not a big fan of the crane grabs. The physics of them don't work that well. They can be a little bit floaty sometimes. They don't always grab tightly sometimes. Logs can move through them. I prefer them when you get these grips and they've got like a ratchet strap on them. I just find that so much better to use. But anyway, that's the Super Grip. That's 2 slots. We've got the Clam bunk. That's a separate attachment. That has got straps on it, and I found bringing these 2 trees over just to show you the Clam bunk working, absolutely spot on. Works perfectly. And so I just think more of these crane grabs need them. I know in the real life I don't need them, I don't have them, but I just think for the sake of sanity, a lot of the times it really would help. And then we've got the 7000 XT, which is our header for cutting down trees. That's 4 slots. So you can mix and match between the lot. The rear section here, making this a forwarder, you can have on or off. You don't have to have it, so you can have it clear at the back to put a clam bunk on. It's entirely to you. But you're paying forwarder prices for a harvester, but then you can also go into your workshop and switch it out and put a forwarder back on it. You can have a harvester head, so you can do your drive out, do your harvesting, drop your logs on the floor. If you bring another vehicle out with you, for example, a telehandler or wheel loader or something with a log fork or grab or whatever, to load the bunk up and then kind of off you go. If you want to, or trailers. The only downside to this, I say it doesn't have a trailer hitch. With the clam bunk on, yeah, potentially. I'll have to try that in a second. So, where do we find them? If we go up to our vehicles, we will go to our, already there, forestry machines out on the end. So what I'm saying is, if we look at our equipment, our harvesters normally are up around the 400,000, like the Rotner 470, that's 445. The forwarders 216, 225. So we're paying a little bit more, 285. That's cheaper than buying a harvester, but a little bit more expensive than a forwarder. So you're getting a bit of both. Options on this, we've got Nokian, Trelleborg or Olesfors. Under Nokian, we've just got that. Under Trelleborg, we've just got that. Under Olesfors, I'm not going to read them all out, but this goes through a whole load of eco tracks with Nokian tyres underneath, then a whole load of eco tracks with Trelleborg underneath. So we'll just skim through. Then we're on to Trelleborgs. And back again. So as I say, quite a few different options. Accessories, we've got standard or a log support up on the arm, the front arm if you want a log support. Then we got stanchions, so you can have the rear bunk if you want to have it as a forwarder or not. Then we've got main colour, does front section, top section. Then the bit on the back that's white, change the design colour so you can mix and match your colours. That's fairly straightforward for the TF840B. If we come down to our equipment, into forestry, then we scroll across, we have got the Super Grip 520, 5 grand. Like I said, that's 2 slots, comes down to 1. So you can have the 520S, which has got like the almost like shovel sides to it. But then if I go to the 520R, it gives you more claws either side. Those are your options on that one. No colour options. The Clam bunk, 15 grand. Also 2 slots, comes down to 1. We can change the main colour of the claw. And then we've got the 7000 XT header. That says it does up to 160 centimetre trees. I've done some pretty large trees here, cutting down just for the video, and it did no problem at all. That's 4 slots, comes down to 1. No options on that for colour choice or anything like that. You just get it as it is. Now, there are some instructions here that come with it. We'll kind of go through, hopefully we'll get it all right. We'll start with this one, hop in. So we went for the one with the forward back. Now, as you can see, we do have straps on this. I was wondering whether or not I can get the logs off of this. Anyway, at the moment I'm on control group crane. So we've got a crane operation, as you might expect, left, right, up, down. We go R1, we've got that bit, up and down, that bit, out and back. And then if you've got the attachment on, which I've now lost. Now I have got this at the moment, we can change driving direction. Now whilst that doesn't change the cab driving direction, you do that by doing this, it does change the driving direction for the vehicle. Which actually I think that makes it kind of versatile as well. So at the moment, switch back to that. If I'm facing this way, I've got it on change driving directions. If I press accelerate, I'm going that way. So if I switch it back now, where are we? Change driving direction. Whilst the cab doesn't move, like I say, that's me doing that. I can now drive normally. That's accelerate. That's reverse. All very lovely. Tension straps on or off. And then if we go to our crane, or switch from control group crane to extra functions, we've got these. Now, toggle floating position off. That's for the clam bunk more than anything. We'll have a look at it in a minute. But we can change cabin levelling mode from automatic to manual. At the moment, we are on automatic. So if I go up an incline, the cab will automatically adjust. Now it doesn't go all directions, just forward and back. Hopefully it's going to do it. So you see the cab's staying level as we've gone up that. I mean, obviously to a degree. There's a limit to what it's going to do. Let's switch back to that. Swing it around so we get a bit more. The cab stays as level as it can do, which is on automatic. If I put that to manual, it won't do anything, but I can under this one. So I changed my control group to extra functions, L1 and right stick up and down. We can do that, which is quite disconcerting and can make you feel quite seasick depending on what you're doing. That's the interior shot, by the way. Looks like a patio door sort of thing. It's very nice. Fan in here, nicely detailed. Joysticks doing what they should be doing. So we know. And then we've got the other function there for camera right out on the boom arm, which I have to say is pretty good. You can see really well. Obviously depends what you're going to be using it for, but and then back out again. Probably need to put that back onto automatic. There we go. But then we've also got, once we've got this attached to the front, we can rotate the head, open and close the head. And like I said, there's no ratchet strap on it, but works just like a crane with our forwarder option on the back. What I am going to do before we finish, I'll grab one and I'll grab a log trailer over at the, again if I remember, and we'll see if we can attach a trailer to the back of that. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to, but you never know. So we'll hop out of that one, and then we'll go over to the one that's got the clam bunk on the back, and we've got the harvesting header. So we'll start that up. For the moment we're on crane, so we'll do our crane loveliness. We can turn on the harvester head, and with the harvester head attached, we can change our cut length. At the moment on max, 2.5 metre, 3 metre, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11.8, interesting, 12, 15, 20, then out to max. That will cut an entire tree, delimit completely. We can also change cabin levelling, but we've also got the option to tilt harvester head. So if you want to pick a tree up off the floor, grab it, pick it up, chop it, you can. Nice sound box in there too. So that's the crane. We switch to extra functions. Now this will be for the clam bunk. So I've got tension straps in the clam bunk, which I can undo, which gives me a little bit of movement there. At the moment, I've got that clam bunk locked. You know, I said about having the what option was it? So actually we get it. Toggle floating position up the top there. So at the moment, toggle floating position is off, which means those logs are pretty much fixed on the clam bunk. So as I turn, it swings them round with me. So that clam bunk's not going anywhere. If I now put that to off, that clam bunk is now free floating. So as I turn, the vehicle will move, and the clam bunk's got a bit of movement, articulation to it. Now, you may like that, you may not. You may find situations where that's going to come in really handy, but turning that clam bunk floating option on or off can work out really well. But if you get to a point you think, actually I don't want them to move now, I want them to stay in that position, lock it in place, and off we go. If you're going down a straight road or something, you don't want it swinging around, or if you want those logs to follow you more precisely, you can do it like that if you wish. So what I'm going to do now is under the tension straps. So under L1, depending on which one you've got for the moment, right, so that's control group crane 1, extra functions. That goes out to the header. That one, I'm now on the clam bunk. So the clam bunk, L1 and right stick, side to side. I can open and close the clam bunk. Like I said, the straps as well. Just wondering what I can drop those off. There we go. Now the other thing with this, because the clam bunk doesn't actually come attached when you buy it, because it's a separate entity. Let's close that. R1, we can rotate the clam bunk as well if we want to. So if you're trying to get logs onto that and you want it in a better position, you haven't quite got yourself there in the right position, you can adjust that manually. But I can detach it. So that's now detached and removed. But you can do it all with the same vehicle. You don't have to have separate vehicles. Obviously, I can put that head down now and I can pick up the grab and I'd do it all with the same vehicle. But for the sake of just, I say expediency, it's not really particularly expedient, is it? Trying to show you all the functions without we'll cut a tree in a moment as well, but just trying to show you all the bits and bobs as we go along. You need a crane grab. I mean, I'm wondering actually whether or not I could do it with big bag handler. I haven't tried that actually. It's whether or not this is going to grab. When I first did it, it didn't grab particularly well, but that should be right now. So we can grab our clam bunk, we'll take it on or off. And when you want to put it back on, it's just a case of setting it on top, and then you'll get the option to attach. Just right there. Open grab. No. Well, if you get it on there, a bit better than that. You can't drive up. Well, I haven't been able to drive up alongside it and get it to work. Will it work from there? Oh, I thought that was going to go then. No, it's not going to. Yeah, driving up alongside it doesn't work. Anyway, right, so what we'll do now is we'll switch, we're on control group crane, let's swing that back round to the front. What we're on cut length-wise, max, let's go to 8 metres for particular reason. Turn the header on. Same with this as well, we can go right to the header. See, that's not a great angle at the moment, because that's the way, but if you want to go with that. Just cut about 5 or 6 trees down, no problem whatsoever. Now it's going, no, don't want to do it. Always the same, isn't it? As soon as you start recording, oh, there we go. Going to the side. Pretty efficient, does the job. Or you can put it all out to max and cut an entire tree, delimit, and then you can do whatever you want with it after that. Attach it to clam bunks, put it onto lorries, do whatever. Let's switch it out to maximum. Dealing the whole tree. So there you go. Now that's nothing new, and that can be turn it off. Switch that head, detach that, and then put the other one on, or however you want to go about it. I do like the fact that we can, at the moment, I've got accelerate and reverse, swing it round if I want to go that way round. Oh, that's what I was going to show you on the other one. I'll show you actually with the clean one. So that's the functions of the harvester header, the clam bunk, and obviously if you've got it in a forwarder option. I'll see in a moment. We're going to go and grab the other one and we'll see if it will hook up to a trailer. But also there's another function I want to show you on the back of this. Unfortunately I've got logs on there at the moment, but that top section there folds down. So for transport, if you're going to put it on a low loader or something like that, you can move the whole lot round and that arm can fold right the way down into the gap so that it's very low and out the way. I'll show you that as well. Right then, I've just tried it on a few different log trailers. I've got a couple of dollies, the Fleegle one that's got a pin hitch, a low loader. I can't get it to attach to anything, which is a pity. It's not to say it won't attach to all log trailers. There may be one out that it'll work with, but I haven't found one that it'll work with that I've got installed at the moment anyway. But what I was going to show you was this. With it set on extra functions, if I go R1 and right stick up and down, top part of the bunk, there at the front, headache rack, whatever you want to call it, folds right the way down. So what I can do then, if I switch back to crane, now this won't work particularly well for driving, because obviously as you drive and you turn, it would be hitting onto it. But for transportation, if you're going to put it onto a low loader or something like that, put that down through the gap, and that packs away really low, out the way, for transportation, if you're going to be doing long distances. But I like that. I think that's pretty cool. So it's got its pros and cons. Like a lot of logging equipment, as I've already mentioned, yeah, the crane grabs, I'm not a big fan of them, but who knows, maybe it'll work. The other thing I was going to try, wasn't I? Where did I leave the clam bunk? Over there. Where's my big bag handler? Before we finish, might as well go full and comprehensive, since we've only got one mods. There's a mod set out there, but can I pick this up with that? To negate the need for a crane arm. I can. Okay, that's pretty cool. Obviously I'd rather it was sitting upright, but it would be if I hadn't been so terrible with it. Oh, nearly. But anyway, so yeah, we'll pick up with that, which is pretty handy if you want to use one of those. That's the John Deere BH1112G. Link will be, or not link, but information will be in the description. So there we go. That's the Lizard TF840B pack by Vector Man. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.